with Seth McMahon. And today
Hello.
we have a little chitty chat about dynamic compositions, your course with Vitra Academy that starts this upcoming Saturday. We will take a look over here and check out the webpage for your course. Dynamic compositions and multi-point perspectives, which starts this upcoming Saturday. And we designed this course to be able to say that you're going to be able to create a beautiful abstract painting in less than 4 hours, which is a really impressive claim. Together, we're going to focus on depth of perspective, potent compositions to engage your viewers, and color schemes that will make your paintings sing. And if you guys have never seen Seth McMahon's work, I'm going to pop over to his website and show you this incredible gallery. He is absolutely prolific and truly a master at creating these incredible abstract landscapes, spacescapes, that also like merge these incredible natural world as well as, all this, technology and gears, just absolutely breathtaking and prolific at what you do, Seth. And so I'm
Thank
super
you.
proud to be working with you and also, make your tips and skills and the way that you work available to our students. Look at these beautiful figures in here. Really just next level work that you create. Look at this one. Oh, love this one. Can't believe I didn't use that in the promos. But there's such beautiful work to choose from. So our sessions are going to be, we have 2 technical course sessions that happen on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, the 11th, as well as next Saturday, the 18th. And in between those first 2 sessions, we've got a group review. This is an opportunity for you students to take the lessons from these technical courses, apply it to their own paintings, submit their work with any questions that they might have, and then be able to have like one-on-one connection with you during these group reviews. So the very last session that we have is actually another one of those group reviews. So we'll have the technical course, a group review the next Wednesday on the 15th, another technical course on Saturday, and then we have a full week off, a whole 10 days in between the second technical course and the last group review, where again students will have an opportunity to submit their work and have a one-on-one with you, with also the feedback that you have for their work. And I know we talked a little bit ago earlier too about the overview of what the sessions are going to look like. And Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, we're going to go over composition and perspective, like a whole lecture on composition and perspective, and then the building up of the underpainting, this monochromatic underpainting, right? Which for the students that we have that have been studying the Miche technique, this is also like greatly in alignment with Miche technique principles of building a monochromatic underpainting and then glazing colors over the top. So you talk about, Seth, your work being like in 3 parts. And so this Saturday is going to basically cover that big chunk of the first part, which is the monochromatic underpainting and the presentation on composition and perspectives, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah, it's actually going to be a choose your own adventure. So I'm going to throw out a lot of different compositions that I regularly use for making fast paintings. And depending on which ones the people resonate with, that's what they're going to choose for their session and be painting in a few hours. Yeah.
love it. Love it. And so then they'll be able to submit their work, have feedback from you, and then the next Saturday, then we really get into the meat of it, right? And do like parts 2 and 3, which is
Mhm.
the color glazing, and then the part 3 being like the final whites, where you bring the painting up to basically its finished state, right?
Yeah.
And Saturday, both of those sessions, you're going to be working live. You're going to be working live with the class so that they can actually watch you live complete these paintings in essentially 4 hours of live work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna see which one is my preferred in the moment, which one I'm feeling. I'm probably gonna go on a little bit on the easier side. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna be busting 5 point perspectives. But I encourage people also, if you feel up to the challenge, you should give that a shot. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a range for all different skill levels, and yeah, just want to give people that knowledge that they can have inside them when they have an opportunity to perform painting, to do live painting. It's good to have a bunch of different options for folks. So that's what I'm kind of focusing on.
Yeah, this class was basically designed for any kind of painting, performance painting, live painting opportunities. And there's some recommended materials here, but really, I mean, you could use whatever you have. This isn't, these aren't required materials. These are recommended materials. They're what you're going to be using, right? But most
Yeah.
people will be able to use what they have in their studio to be able to
Right.
achieve these techniques. So you don't have to have white spray paint. I mean, you do need some acrylic paints. You do need some brushes, right? But you don't
That's
have
the
to
basics.
have this specific. This is just the recommended materials, right?
Yeah, one thing that if you could get it, it would be really good if you had some glazing liquid, like some glazing medium. I
Yeah.
like satin golden glazing liquid myself. That
Yep.
really helps for the next layer with the colors. I mean, if you really didn't want to buy it, you could use water, but it's a little different. I prefer it over water myself, just for control.
Yeah, and even if you do use a little bit of water, having the glazing liquid in there is good. And we do recommend
Yeah,
satin glazing liquid often for the acrylic mish technique applications. And so
totally.
a lot of students may already have this, but that's definitely a good one to pick up if you are an acrylic painter and exploring with glazings, because when you water it down, it breaks the binding, right? So that's the other
Yeah.
thing, is that this you can get really beautiful, even transparent glazes, even with like more full bodied acrylic paints. Like using that in conjunction with water and the satin glazing liquid to achieve transparent effects.
Absolutely.
It definitely is helpful when you're going into the acrylic glazing world. Yeah. I mean, I'm super jazzed about this. I figured that, I give, an opportunity to see if, kind of curious what brings you to the world as an artist, what makes you feel alive, how did you become to be this, Seth McMahon, the prolific abstract painter?
Yeah. Well, I never really felt like I had a choice but to be anything but what I am. I've always been an artist. And a lot of it has been the struggle and to figure out how to exist in this world as that. Um, I very fortunate that I got to train in a college and a university for it. So I learned the technical abilities and it really grounded out a lot of the craziness that I had going on before. But after that, I just hit the road and I was hitchhiking hobo, went to festivals for years and live painted in front of people. And I used what was inside of me, even though I didn't have any money at all or any resources. I was hitchhiking. I only had the clothes on my back, but I had a lot of knowledge inside of me, and that was enough to get me around just fine. And I found that a lot of the festival culture, as I was traveling, they took me in, and it was something that even though I was poor and semi homeless, they still gave me an honored place as an artist amongst them. So I'm very grateful for that. And after years of hitchhiking around, I was taken in by a warehouse that these people gave me free rent to paint murals and put on music and art events for 3 years. And I just grew as an artist as I was supported, and I light painted it in all kinds of different venues in San Francisco and Oakland while I was living there. And a lot of that really affected my style. I'm some kind of a cross between visionary, psychedelic, illustration, graffiti, like all these different things that I resonate with and take little pieces with me over time. And, I love studying the natural world, but part of why I'm teaching these things is because these are the things that I learned that I kept inside of myself, and they were useful. It was useful knowledge to me. I'm not making art necessarily of the external world. I'm making from what's inside of myself and using my knowledge of perspective, composition, and color theory. That's all what's inside of me. And I intend to impart that tools and knowledge to people, and so that they can get around anywhere in the world, with maybe very little, and they can get by fine with their knowledge.
Yeah, I think too, what is so beautiful about that is that because you've obviously created almost like a system for yourself, right? Where
Yeah,
you have like some foundational, like you have an idea of some particular compositions or like perspectives that you're gonna make this decision right here at the beginning, right? And then that gives you this structure for you to then be able to let your imagination sort of like build the scaffolding on top of that, right? So that you can
absolutely.
work really intuitively, but also with like a solid foundation, while you're in a live setting, and there may be people like talking to you and like all this music's playing, and you might even have a merch table right next to you, and like all
Quite a
the
few prints on the side. Yeah.
exactly.
So
So, I mean, with where like then you can really like you can then build up these incredibly fascinating paintings quickly,
yeah,
and with a lot of, imagination and intuition in the moment because you have sort of like this structure, that this like three-part structure that you're going to work on throughout the course of the evening or with the event or the festival or whatever it was.
absolutely. And when working with other people, we can agree upon those layering methods as
Right.
well. So it's like if you hear some great jazz musicians, they all know how to play the scales. They all know the music and the theory behind it, but that allows them to play fluidly amongst each other, to have conversations with their instruments. And that's kind of where we get at with it, is yeah, at a certain point, all the thinking about theory and everything that you've learned, it kind of fades away, and you're just acting by instinct and intuition. But
Yeah.
it's great to have that.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So, I mean, really, you came into this like from the true, you know, uh, like the art and the vagabond artist journey. You're like I'm
Yeah,
literally
definitely. Yeah.
hitchhiking with my like rolls of paintings on my back and a couple tubes of paint,
Yep.
and just seeing, and so that's incredibly fascinating. I didn't know that about your story before. One thing I
Yeah,
think.
I used to really suggest people just go for it. And then like I had some friends, I'm like, don't go homeless like I did. This is terrible. Don't do that. No. Yeah. But for me it was like I know who I am, and I know what I want to do with my time. And I was kind of stubborn about it, and I was certain that that was what I wanted to do, and I made it work over time. So I'm 14 years deep since that time, and it's just gotten better over time. I've been enjoying life more, and art is something that's come in harmony with my daily life and balance with many other things that I care about. So it's been a really amazing journey.
Wow. Well, I'm super impressed with your work and your enthusiasm. Your energy is infectious in the most positive way, you know. And so I know that this container is going to be like high energy, high vibes, you know, and with a lot of really great uplifting encouragement too. And I'll be there all along the way as well. And so yeah, cannot wait. Super grateful for
Yeah,
your
absolutely. Thank you so much, Alecia. And I really appreciate you holding this space. It's a
yeah.
wonderful space where people connect.
It's a great honor. And for those of you who don't know, we're actually on the Vision Train, which this Zoom call has been going nonstop for almost like 3.5 years, almost 4 years. And we're constantly holding different kinds of offerings here on the Vision Train. Sometimes we have these little interviews like this with our teacher because we have a sister project called Vitra. Oh, my painting came up instead. Vitra.
That's right. That's rad. Oh, look at that. Cool.
And Vitra Academy is the Vision Train Arts Academy. So that we, you know, that's what this class is going to be hosted. You can check us out at visiontrain.org or vitra.academy to learn more about us. And of course, you can go to vitra.academy/dynamic compositions to find out all about this course, Dynamic Compositions with Seth McMahon, which starts this upcoming Saturday at noon Eastern, and we're going to run through November 29th, which is 2.5 Wednesdays away. So we hope to see you guys soon. If you have any questions, you can, of course, reach out to us at info@vitra.academy, and I will do my best to respond as quickly as possible. We also are, we have payment plans available. We have Afterpay available, as well as a discounted single payment. And if you reach out to me and you're like, hey, you know what, that 3-month payment plan doesn't really work for me, I have set up payment plans that are longer periods of time. Just reach out to me and express your interest, and we're happy to work with you to make these teachings accessible to as many people as possible, and also still be feasible to do them, you know? So yeah, there's a lot of compassion, and our interest is also, it's ultimately in making these teachings available to you guys. So please reach out, info@vitra.academy if you have any questions. And Seth, we will see you on Saturday.
All right. Okay, Alecia, I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you,
Have
guys.
a great evening. And the rest of y'all listening, have a great night.
Thank you so much. I can't wait.
Love y'all. Yeah.
Woo-choo! Here, we'll take the spotlight off, and let's see, ready.
Thanks, Alecia, for putting this together. Lovely.
Well, of course, always my pleasure. Nice to hear from everybody too, you know, everybody that's going to be teaching classes and hear what they're going to be offering, you know.
Yeah.
So here we go. Finally I got myself situated to turn off the live stream. Thank you so much for your patience, everyone. Until we see you again soon. Choo choo.
Choo choo, everyone. Have a great day.